Hi guys, Mrs. Venti here. So we are in exercise 1.2. We're still busy with exponents. So let's dive right into it. Here we go. Okay, let's start with 1.2a. Question A says, you have 1 to the power of 2011 over 2011 to the power of minus 1. So how do we solve this? The number 1 to any and all powers is always equal to 1. So this becomes 1 over 2011 to the power of negative 1. And then, so what we did here was we dealt with this exponent. Now we're going to deal with this negative exponent. And negative means go home or go to the other side, which means that we're going to have 2011 to the power of 1, which is just 2011. That's the answer to the first question. Question B, we have a decimal number 0,125 to the power of negative 3. Now over here, this is a new step because this is now the first time that you are dealing with decimals. So at this point, what we're going to say is you need to always convert your decimals to a fraction, which means that this then becomes 1 over 8, which is easy to find if you just input that into your calculator. Once we got that 1 over 8, our next rule is then going to be to convert it into prime numbers. So that becomes 1 is a prime number over, sorry, 1 is not a prime number, but we keep 1. 2 to the power of 3, and we exponent that to the power of negative 3. So what do we have? We have 1 to the power of negative 3 over 2 to the power of 3 times negative 3. Okay, so 1 to the power of negative 3 is going to be negative 1 over 3 to the power of, sorry, not 3, 2. 2 exponent, negative 9. So we swap them out, and then it becomes 2 to the power of 9 over 1 to the power of 1, not negative anymore. So it's just 2 to the power of 9. And 2 exponent 9 is equal to 512. That's question B. Question C is going to be 6 times 2, negative 2 over 3, negative 3. Okay, so prime numbers, let's start with the 6. The 6 becomes 2 times 3, and that is 2, negative 2 stays the same, and 3, negative 3 stays the same. Now we're going to use the same base, and we're going to start with the 2's. Got a 2 there, and I got a 2 there. So a 2 to the power of 1 plus negative 2, because it's up top there, we're adding it. And then we're going to do the 3, which is going to be times 3, 1, that's that one, and minus 3 at the bottom. Okay, so let's simplify. So this becomes 2, 1 minus 2 is minus 1, times 3, 1 plus 3 is 4. As a fraction, this becomes 3 to the power of 4 over 2 to the power of 1, which then becomes 3 to the power of 4 is 6, 81 if I'm not wrong. 3 exponent 4 is 81 over 2, and that's your final answer. Okay, question D. D says I got a bracket 1 over 4 to the power of negative 3x multiplied by 8, 2 minus 2x. Okay, so now we're starting to see the x's as exponents. which makes for an interesting life. So at this point, let's start with our fraction. As our fraction, first thing I want to do is I'm gonna deal with this negative exponent, right? So this then becomes instead of writing this fraction 1/4, I'm gonna write it instead as 4 to the power of -1. Do you agree with that? Because -1 means that you're on the wrong side. So I'm going to put the 4 in the numerator and write it to the power of -1 on the wrong side. And I keep my exponent -3x times 8. 8, let's change the 8 to 2 to the power of 3. And I keep my exponents 2 minus 2x. Are you okay with that? So we converted both base numbers. And then let's multiply them out. So this then becomes 4 to the power of positive 3x. Oh, but let's change the 4. Let's change the 4 and we say, instead of saying 4, let's change the 4 to 2 to the power of 2. But it's -2 because of that minus sign there. 2 to the power of 2, -2. Okay, so now I've got 2. And I'm saying minus and minus is plus. 3 times 2 is 6x multiplied by 2 to the power of 6 minus 6x. Was that terrible? Was that very, very, very difficult to follow? I don't think so. But if it was, let me know. We can go over it again. So then what happens here is I've got a base of 2. I got 6x, that's that one. Plus, because I'm multiplying, I add exponents. 6 plus -6x. And then I can say 6x and -6x cancel out. So what do I have left? I have 2 to the power of 6, which is a total of 64. Let's check. 2 exponent 6 is 64. There we go. Okay, I hope this made sense. I hope this made sense. Let's do question E. E is 8 times 9 cubed over 32 squared times 27. Okay, so what do we have? We have a lot of numbers that are not prime bases. So let's go. The 8 is going to be 2 cubed multiplied by the 9. I'm going to put it in brackets as 3 squared to the power of 3 over 32 is going to be 2 to the power of 5 to the power of 2, and my 27 is going to be 3 to the power of 3. Okay, let's simplify. So this then becomes 2 cubed times 3 to the power of 6 over 2 to the power of 10 times 3 to the power of 3. Now let's write same base. 2, 3 minus 10 times 3, 6 minus 3. That gives me 2 to the power of -7 times 3 to the power of +3. So as a fraction, this becomes 3 cubed over 2 to the power of 7, which then further simplifies to 3 cubed is 27 over 2 to the power of 7, which is 128. And that's it, 128. That's your final answer. Okay, 2 more to go. Question F is going to be 2 to the power of -4 plus 2 to the power of 4. All right, So how do we do this one? Any questions? Any answers? Let's see. So remember, it's addition, not multiplication, so I cannot add exponents. Let's convert this to a positive exponent. Okay, so 1 over 2 to the power 4 plus 2 to the power 4. That means that I've got 1 over 16 plus 16, which gives me 16 and 1 over 16. And that's my answer. A mixed number. And the last one, question G, says 1 over 3 minus 1 plus 2 minus 2. Okay. So what are we going to do here? I could move them to the other side, but instead of moving them over first, let's multiply them out. Okay, let's move them. The 3 goes up, so that becomes 3 to the power of 1 plus 2 to the power of 2, and all of that is over 1, so I'm not going to write that, right? I did write it. Okay, so that means 3 to the power of 1 is 3, plus 2 to the power of 2 is 4, which gives me an answer of 7. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do question exercise 1.2. Question A up until G. Okay, click like, click subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Send me your answers, and if you have any questions, let me know. I'll help you out. Okay, bye-bye.